Going to talking about projectile movement. Before I started, I want to ask everyone a question. Where can we find projectile movement? Of course, the answer is everywhere. The fountain is a kind of projectile movement. Kicking the soccer ball is also a kind of projectile movement. Even shooting the pig with the Angry Birds is also a kind of projectile movement. So here comes another question. What is projectile movement? Projectile movement is a form of movement in which an object or a particle called projectile movement is thrown near the Earth's surface and it moves along a curved path through the action of gravity only. The only force of significance that acts on the object is gravity, which acts downwards to cause a downward acceleration. Today I'm going to do a projectile movement too. And I need a dart launch too. The dart launch is a very important thing I have to use. But of course I can't just use it like this. So I have to build a setup. You might think this one is very cool, but actually I'm going to use the one besides him. I also need a ruler too. Before I start doing the projectile movement, I have to figure out the initial velocity. The best way to figure out the initial velocity is shooting the dart up.
Yes.
After doing that, we can figure out the maximum height. If the maximum height is known, the initial velocity can be found. VO equals to square root 2gh. Then I will do the projectile movement.
2.
After doing the projectile movement, we can also figure out the horizontal range and the launch angle. And then, according to all we have done, we can figure out there's a relationship between the horizontal range and the launch angle. And that is quite interesting, isn't it? And that is what I have done on this time's lab. Thank you very much.